Hello and welcome back for another turn or two here of Orange Dutch Resistance. Orange shall overcome. So when we last left off, I'd opened up the forger in the station, and so I've moved. So it's the start phase. So I have moved the start player token over here. I now need to flip these up, so I'm going to get 4 extra actions this turn. But now I need to give an occupier card, to each of my characters. Straighten out, dang you. So there we go. There's all my occupier cards dealt out. So orange, yellow. We're going to start with yellow. And I think the first thing that he's going to do is he is actually going to move a policeman. I'm going to clear this policeman out from this road because it's kind of I want to get back to the meeting place because I need some documents. So I can either move him to J or H. It's not the greatest resolution there. So I'm going to actually move him to H. This is a bad place right now. But I'm thinking that if I cluster them and then I just avoid them, hopefully that'll be okay. So he passes through here, so that reduces that safety. Now, mind you, if these guys start moving and they all move to the same place, there's going to be a lot of safety that goes down. So I got to deal with that. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm actually going to immediately play one of these, and I'm going to play the purple. I'm going to let the purple guy take a turn. And he is going to roll a die. He's going to take this standard action, and he's going to roll a die and raise the location safety by the number that I roll. So that's okay. So we get this safety of the station up to 5. That way, if something bad happens, hopefully it won't go down to a raid while I'm still there. Okay. Then I'm going to, oh, sorry. So I had to play one of these to do that. I'm going to play this, and then I can also look at the top of the halt, raid, or patrol deck. Halt, raid, or patrol deck. I feel like, so I know that it's going to be in gray. So I think knowing that this would be the best one. So it's bad for my alibi if I conceal the piece of paper. It's kind of bad for a lot of things if I destroy it. It's not a very good card. I'm not very happy about that. It's going to be rough the next time I have to go through a checkpoint. Okay. So now I'm going to play. Oh, sorry. What am I doing? So I'm going to play. I played this card. That's the first one that I played because I used that to move the policeman. Now I'm going to play this one. I've already looked at the card. I'm going to play this one, and I'm going to use it to move yellow to the meeting place. Now there's nobody on that road, so that is helpful. And I'm going to take an action here, and I mean, you let green is going to do the same thing there as at station. He's going to use it to raise the safety of the forger because that is also really low. Even better. So that goes up to 6. So we've used 2 of our actions. And then I'm going to use this, and I'm going to grab some papers. There. Oh, what am I doing? Yellow is going to put those papers on his resources. And then, so I think right now I do this occupier card. I want to do one of these as well, but I think I need to do the occupier card first. So I'll get, so hide fast. So I can either resolve the top patrol card, or I lose one safety on 2, 4, and 6 in the countryside. And, or I lose 1 morale and 1 safety where I am. I'm going to hope that I can increase my morale. 2, 4, and 6. Oh, that's in the city. Sorry, 2, 4, and 6 in the city. 6, 4, 2. Actually, I'm not going to reduce my morale. I'm going to take a chance here because I have to reduce this anyway. Actually, though, I'm pretty certain that would make me move it by 2 because I have to 1 on the place I'm in and then 1 extra. So we'll do that. So that is my occupier card for him. So now we move over to green. Green is here on the forger as well. So I think green is going to use this card to get tickets. So they are going to get a ticket, so they can move 0 to 1. They're going to get a ticket, and they reduce safety where they are by 1. So they get a ticket. They reduce safety where they are by 1. And they're not going to move. They're going to move 0 spaces. Then I'm going to use this action, and I'm going to have him grab 1 more resource. And then I'm going to use this card to safely move. Oh, I can safe travel. So I'm going to use this card to move this guy back to here. And then I can take a standard action. So oh, and I get +1 morale. So I've taken this part of the card. Then I'm going to take a free action. And I'm going to trade resources with this guy. And then the standard action I'm going to take is going to be, I'm going to spend this. I'm going to do a location action. So I'm going to spend this to get an Ausweis card and increase morale by 1. So I take an Ausweis card. Now, Ausweis cards are valuable insofar as they allow you to, you can show them rather than pulling a halt card. When you pass by a control area, you have to execute what's on the Ausweis card, but you don't have to like pull the halt card. Okay, so that's that, and then I'm going to use my last action, my last sort of action over here on the morale track to have this guy do the same thing. He's going to also pull an Ausweis card. A little weird lag here, so hopefully this will continue to actually work. Not sure what's causing the lag. Okay. So he has 1 action left. And basically, I could use this to kind of teleport ourselves somewhere useful. Teleport the 2 of us somewhere useful. The question is, where would be useful? I don't have a lot of supplies. don't have a lot of supplies. I got 2 rations, and that's all that those two have together. Now, the places that I have cost markers flipped up for are here, which would take a sort of a ration and 2 more two more of these, and then information and 1 other thing. There's the church, which is going to be, you know, not that easy to get, and that black market, money and rations. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this. I'm going to spend my train ticket. And I'm going to spend my train ticket to move the 2 of us together to the distribution office. Actually, I'm not going to move both of us together. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just move there, and I'm going to save my train ticket for something else. Because I kind of want to move that guy back to there because I need some more red. And I can send this guy here to the distribution office. So he's just going to actually move 2 areas. So 1, 2, and neither of these 2 sort of paths between it are controlled. So he can do that. So now we have to do his control card, which is a suspicious meeting. Sorry. Oh, right. Since I didn't do the card, I don't need to reduce safety. Okay, so I can either reduce my alibi and reduce safety where I am by 2, or I can reduce morale and I would have to give up an information. But I don't have information. So I don't think I can do that. I think I'm not getting enough information. Information is something that you can gain just by, like, as a standard action. I'm going to have to probably spend some time getting it. Now, 2 alibi down and 2 safety down is a little bit rough. But I think that's what I'm going to have to do, because I don't think I can do this if I can't. I think I determined last time I can't do that if I can't do all of the things on it. So next up, we are going to be doing Purple, who is in the train station. Purple already has a train ticket, but he can spend some money to get another train ticket. And the advantage of doing the train ticket is I could get him to the bank, which is where I want to go. I can get him to the bank, which is where I want him to go. Without passing through, without worrying about the control points. I have to resolve the train ticket, but I don't have to resolve those control points. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this safe delivery first, because I have to move 1. But if I do this safe delivery, I can move him to the black market. And the main reason I'm doing that is I'll increase the safety of the black market by 1, but I'll also increase his alibi by 1. Which is, I need to take opportunities to increase my alibi if I can. So that's 1 action. And then I'm going to use this one to spend my train ticket. So I'm going to use my train ticket. And with a train ticket, you spend a ticket to move to a location of your choice and resolve the card's backside. So I'm going to use that to move him to the bank. And then I'll resolve the card's backside. Friend gets questioned. -1 resource or -2 morale. One of my friends has a hard time as he's questioned by the controller on the train. Will I say something and use some things that I'm carrying, or use Will I say something and use some things that I am carrying that can help him, or do I stay silent? Well, I really don't want to give that up. So it's going to result in like a net, because this card gives me a +1 if I have all 4 resource spots filled. This card is only going to result in a net -1. So I'm going to put that there. So that takes these down by 2. And then the reason I'm doing that is now I'm going to take a location action, which is going to get me 2 money. But the net result of that is when I do the I have all 4 spots in my pregnancy card filled with resources. So I can move that back up by 1. And that having been done, I now have to do this occupier card. Fleeing from trouble. If I'm in the city, I can lose 2 safety where I am and 2 alibi. If I'm in the city, so I lose 2 safety where I am and 2 alibi. Her alibi is a big ass problem. I have to figure out how to get some alibi back. How do I get some alibi back? Wow. Is there a place here where you can reprove? So I need to get the hospital to increase my alibi. I should have turned up the hospital, the costs on the hospital. I think that was a mistake. I think the hospital would have been a really good location to be focusing on early. Okay, so that is the end of the day phase. Now we've got to do the night phase. So we've got to do the danger phase. So let's start with, let's go in order. So he has no resources and so wherever yellow is, we're going to reduce safety by 1. Green is going to reduce safety by 2 where he is, and that is going to create a raid. I didn't see that. Okay. So we're going to do a raid now. Okay, sorry. I was just double checking how raids work, and I don't resolve them immediately. I wait till the end of the danger phase or the end of the patrol phase, depending on which one triggered it. So the last thing I have to do is check safety for purple, which is not going to be great. It's going to go down by 2. So it is down to 1. So that is in danger. If there's some movement in green, I could end up having a raid in green as well. So at the end of the danger phase, I'm going to resolve a raid on the distribution office. You can see because that marker moved down into that last space with a raid. So I flip up the raid card, and so the first thing I do is I check, I roll against this 5, and if the sum of I roll 2 dice, and if the sum is greater than or equal, the raid doesn't find anything. So I just got to try not to roll low here. Okay, I didn't roll low there. So, the raid doesn't find anything. But now I got to do the rest of this, which is a wider search. So there's going to be -2 to morale. That is unfortunate. And -2 at each adjacent location. So -2, -2, -2, and -2. Ooh, that is ugly. All right. That will go back onto the bottom of the raid deck. Okay, now I'm going to end up resolving patrols. I think that's right. Patrol phase. Okay. So, patrol gray. So -1 morale. Taking big morale hits here. Then -1 to a country location. 3. Well, this is a good opportunity to fix a mistake I made. As soon as you finish a raid, the safety of this goes back up here. But then it goes down by 1 because I also rolled a 3. And then all the occupiers in gray move 1 to the white. So these 2 are going to move to M. No, they're going to move to H. Oh, Lord. H is a mess. And that is going to take this down by 2. And then there was one other guy in gray. This guy is going to move to K, which is going to drop that by 2 because he's a soldier, not a police officer. Not a police officer. Safety around the board is dropping precipitously. And if when I end up having to move blue, that stack there is going to drop the safety in some location by like it's going to cause 2 raids to occur, 1 or 2 raids to occur. Kind of hope they all move as one big stack because then it'll just blunt the impact, I guess. But a lot of raids are going to occur. So, trying to remember, no, that did not cause a raid to occur. That is at 1 and that is at 2. So that is the end of that particular round. I do not feel like I am going to win this game. I don't think I'm anywhere near on pace to win this. Yeah, I don't think I'm on pace. I don't think I'm anywhere near on pace to win this. Blah, 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 blah. So I got to focus on flipping up a location. So I think I got to focus on flipping up the black market because I think it's the one that's going to be the easiest to flip up at this point. And then that'll allow me to flip up the hospital, which will allow me to deal with some alibi issues. So, all right. At any rate, moving on to the next turn. This is now our first player again. So we flip up 3 morale tokens this turn because our morale drops pretty precipitously. We draw occupier cards for all 3 of our characters. And we flip up all of our cards. So, who was the guy who can move? Controls. Okay. So unfortunately, the distribution office and the black market are not next to each other. Oh, that's green. No, that isn't. Well, unfortunately, the bank and the distribution office are not next to each other. And unfortunately, she's not going to be able to leave the bank without... Oh, it's going to be really hard to get to the black market, isn't it? Look at that. It's really hard to get to the black market. This is going to be interesting. So I think what I got to do is I'm going to have to spend some time, some actions to get some money, move to the distribution office, and then green is going to have to use a train ticket to move all of them to the black market where they can open that up. So let's start by having green got to save that card. Oh, Lord. This is bad because I'm just remembering that everything's out of sequence. I just remembered that like this, like the patrol card is like, or the halt card that's coming up is very bad for alibi, which is what she's struggling with right now. Okay. It is what it is. So should he get a ticket? Should he get a ticket? That's the question. He's got one. It might not be bad to have two. Okay, sorry, I was having a think. Having a think. So I am going to I'm going to use this to draw a ticket. I am going to use this to draw a ticket. So I'm not going to move because I'm going to stay where I am, but I'm going to draw a ticket and I'm going to reduce this safety by 1. So I get a second ticket. I assume I can have 2 tickets. Then I'm going to spend this action. And I don't really have a choice here. Much of a choice here. I'm going to have purple move to the farm and then to the distribution office. They're going to move 2 actions, two spaces. Now the problem is that they're going to have to deal with this halt card. So, the patrol nearby is using dogs to sniff out fearful people to get important information. They will definitely notice if your fear if you keep this piece of paper with important but forbidden information. You can quickly tear it apart and throw it away, or try to see if you can keep your nerves under control and conceal the paper. Will you destroy it or conceal it? So if you recall, this was kind of the situation. So I don't have any resources in my possession, so I would end up losing 3 morale. Or I could lose 2 alibi. And if I lose those 2 alibi, I'm going to be in such unbelievable trouble. I'm going to be in very big trouble. So I think I'm going to increase my alibi by 1. I'm going to destroy the documents. I'm going to lose 2 morale. I'm going to lose 3 morale. And I'm not going to lose a resource because I don't have one. So I'm going to take that option. And I realize I probably should have remembered that rather than just looking at it there, but my memory was apparently terrible because I couldn't remember what it was. So she makes her way to the distribution office through that control point. All right, so we've used up that card. And I think we may have talked about this before, but when this moves, you keep all the cards that you had at the beginning. You don't change it inside of a turn. These are just set based on that at the start of the turn. All right, so the next thing that is going to happen actually, I'm going to have her stop here. And the only reason I'm going to have her stop here on her move, she could make it all the way to the distribution office, but I'm going to use this safe travels. I'm going to use this safe travels card, the and on it. So I can use that to move her to here, and that's going to gain me 1 morale, and I want to get that 1 morale. And then with my action, I'm going to grab 2 more of these rations. Okay. Then I'm not going to spend either of these 2 cards again yet. Then I'm going to use this to travel together. So I have to spend a train ticket. I'm gonna spend the first one I took. I don't think you get to look at them because you don't know what you're gonna resolve. And I reduce safety here, and I'm gonna use that to move both of us to the black market. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. 1 second. Okay, sorry, I've got that back again. Now I gotta resolve the train ticket. Strange look. I get a strange look from this woman across from me. Does she know where I'm hiding, where I'm heading? Should I be careful not to get followed to our safe location? Or do I worry for nothing? Well, I lose a morale. That's a shame. And I lose 2 safety at the destination I am arriving at. So, train tickets are good, but they come with bad effects, unfortunately. And that is playing that. So now I have to play his occupier card. Her occupier card. Safety at my location is, what is the safety at my location? It's 3. So I lose 2 morale and 1 safety at that location. Situation is becoming very grim here. Okay. That is green. So now we are on to purple. So purple So we're going to use this card, and we're going to take the and action while we still have 4 things in our pregnancy suit. And then we are going to spend 3 money, 3 rations, and then 2 more of any kind of resource. So it's basically 8 total. 3 money, 5 rations, and we're going to use that to flip the black market up. And having done that, we can use the helper. Scott is an RAF pilot who got shot down and is now in hiding. He has important information for us that we use to our advantage. Paul can provide us with a safer location to operate from. These are hard times. Okay, both of those are pretty good, but I think the safety there is pretty bad right now. So I'm going to actually take 1 morale and plus 3 to that safety. You need that helper for purple. I don't think there's anything I can do to sort of like get a helper to help me. And then what we're going to do is we're going to flip this face up. So 2 money, 1 information, and 2 red. Okay. So I think as a free action, I'm going to give her my train ticket. And then I'm going to have her use the train ticket to go back to the bank, frankly. So we flipped that up. Safe ride. The train ride went very quiet and did not have any effect on us. No checks. Oh, that's good. We need more train rides like that. More train rides like that. Pretty sure that's what they have you do, is not stick it in a discard pile. So which one do we want to use for that? I guess it doesn't matter much, because I'm not going to use these for either of those things at this point. So we'll do that. And then I'm going to spend this card to raise the safety at the bank. Oh, come on. That wasn't good. That's not good. So I'm going to reduce the bank's safety by 2. So right now, I have to do that again, or I'm going to end up with a raid at the bank. So I'm going to use this to do it again. And then I'm going to hope maybe I can get another turn later. Oh, come on. Okay. That is all of that. So now we got to deal with her occupier card. Oh my god. I can move 1 over a safe road, resolve a halt card on policeman level for this movement. See, I don't have any safe roads, so I have no choice but to reduce my morale by 3. All right, well, we've got yellow, who has absolutely no resources. And what I need, I can probably get 2 money from the bank, but what I'm going to need is I'm going to need yellow and red. Going to need yellow and red. So he's got some ability to move. I need okay. So let me look at this. I think I can do that because I need to move 2 areas. Well, I don't think I can do this. So I got to get to the cafe, which is 2 away. Well, I guess I could use it to move 1 to the meeting place. I wouldn't get past any occupiers with this movement. I don't think I can make that happen. So I think I'm going to do this. So I get to move 1 space, which I'm going to use to move, actually, move to the meeting place, which is going to raise my morale by 1. Now, let's see. I need... So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to take a red resource from the location action from the meeting place. Going to take a red resource. Then I'm going to play this, and I'm going to take another red resource. And then I'm going to play this, and I'm going to look at the top card here again. And really, I'm just going to remember that I've done that. I'm going to do that, and that will remind me next time that I can look at it before I end up using it. And I'm going to move. Oy, 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 oy. 2 spaces. So 1, 2. And I'm going to use my Ausweis card to pass that control point. Okay, so I spend it to avoid drawing a halt card while moving over a controlled road, and then I turn it over and I get the bonus here. So I get the bonus here. So I get +1 alibi and +1 information. So my alibi, his alibi is at least in pretty good shape. And then I move my Ausweis card over here. So I'm going to move her Ausweis card there so I can remember that. Okay. So that is his action, his occupier card. I can either -2 safety in my current location and -1 information. That would cause a raid in the cafe. It's going to be a raid in the cafe anyway, because I didn't leave myself enough. Because between my alibi and my resources, I'm going to have a raid in the cafe anyway. Or I can resolve the top patrol card. So I think I'm going to give this up. Oh, Lord. Hang on a second. Okay. I'm going to give that up and I'm going to resolve a raid. I'm not sure I'm happy with this, but that's what I'm going to do. Well, give me a second to think about this. All right, well, given that I'm going to have a raid no matter what I do, I'm going to just get it over with. Oh, that's a terrible card. Oh, my God, that's a terrible card. Oh, my goodness, that's a terrible card. All right, well, let's first see if we're captured. All right, well, we managed to avoid capture, so that's a start. So now we roll both dice. So a 4 and a 5. So the first thing is the first player loses 3 alibi. And the 5 is we lose 4 morale. That is about as bad as it gets. Holy cow. I don't think this game is going the distance, folks. I think I have not been paying enough attention, I do not think, to like raids, and I think that's been a very big problem. Like, I haven't really been tracking where raids are going to trigger, and I think that's a very big problem. All right. That is my occupier card. So now we do the danger phase. So starting with the first player, Green, we got to lower safety by 2 in Green's location. We have to lower safety by 2 in Purple's location. And we have to lower safety by 2, 1 for this and 1 for this, in Yellow's location. Now we have to deal with the patrol card. So -1 morale. Now remember, if morale gets to here, I lose. So we have a -1 safety for something in the country. 3. So the distribution office loses 1 safety. And then all soldiers in gray. So I've only got 1 in gray. So soldiers move white. So this guy is going to move to L and reduce the safety at the hairdressers by 2 as he passes through. Wow. I see you, game. I see what you're doing here. I just see how things just get worse and worse and worse as time goes on. So that is the end of that. And so that we're going to cut there. We're going to end there. Hopefully you're continuing to enjoy the Dutch Resistance Orange Shall Overcome. I have a feeling the next video will be the video of me losing this scenario, but I think I've taken some pretty decent lessons from it. I think I need to look at the locations a little bit more and flip up a couple of other locations a little bit more, just because they're sort of serious loss conditions. But anyway, hopefully you're enjoying. If you are, it'd be great if you could hit the like button, leave comments, always helpful, especially if I'm doing things wrong. If you're enjoying the series, if you're enjoying the channel, great if you can subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when we produce new content. But with that, we will end Orange Shall Overcome, and we'll come back to it next time on Agility Snip's Gaming Table.